Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave. Today we're going to be taking a look at Arsenal and will they make the top four? Get into the comments below. Do you think Arsenal will get there? Will Champions League football be back at the Emirates? Check out SofaScore as well. Absolutely banging app where we do all of our analysis on average positions, heat maps, all that good stuff. Anyway, it's time to dive into the video. So today we're going to take a look at Arsenal and their hopes for the top four. Can they make it? How they're going to do it? What's their situation, tactically how they set up, who's their key player, how many points do they need, and where Arsenal are going in the long term, any threats for them reaching the top four. That's what we're going to kind of look at right now. So first and foremost, Arsenal in the Premier League currently sit in fourth. They've got games in hand, plenty. Their big rivals are probably Manchester United and Spurs. I'd probably rule out West Ham being a threat. They've got the Europa League. They're going to go deep in that tournament. I think that's probably a really good way for David Moyes' side to get into the Champions League for me. So in terms of Arsenal, will they make the top four? That's the question that we're going to look at right now. First and foremost, from a tactical level, Arsenal on paper have set up in a 4-2-3-1 in recent weeks, but Granit Xhaka has been making some moves and playing quite high, and Arsenal looking like a 4-1-4-1 in possession, which again is perfect for me. I think this is a modern way of playing, a modern style, and it gives Arsenal that kind of attacking five line that they can rotate in, someone like a Smith-Rowe or a Martinelli, and you've got Granit Xhaka in an advanced area moving up. Lacazette drops off the line, Saka provides the width, Martinelli a bit of a goal threat, Odegaard's the kind of the playmaker in there, with Partey kind of distributing the ball to left and right. I think tactically looks very, very good. Fullbacks protect against the counter-attack. Kieran Tierney as well has played slightly deeper. We saw at the start under Arteta of him playing quite high, but he's in a deeper position. But they do rotate. I think one of the good things that I like about Arsenal is the rotation between left back, left wing and left centre mid, and right back, right centre mid and right winger. I think that rotation is very, very nice. Makes Arsenal very, very unpredictable in an attacking sense. Arsenal defensively as well, they press quite high up the pitch in an aggressive way, but then they'll drop back into a kind of 4-4-2 shape, which has looked very, very good. Tactically, it looks like Arsenal are set for top four. I think in transition, in possession, in attack and in defence, they look very, very good. In terms of key players for Arsenal, obviously this season, and key players for them getting into the top four, this is a simple one. Bukayo Saka is the guy for Arsenal this season. Not only do we, if we look at his overall statistics and his impact in certain games, he's been directly involved in 13 Premier League goals so far. He's second for chances created. He's top for shots for Arsenal as well within the squad, showing his importance. But just to give you a little bit of a, where he ranks in Europe, literally he's in the top 5 players, and Smith-Rowe's in there of top 5 players in most goals and assists for under 21 players in Europe's top 5 leagues. Only Erling Haaland, Vinicius Jr. and Florian Wirtz have been directly involved in more goals than the Arsenal duo Bukayo Saka and Smith-Rowe. Why I say Saka's more important though is because I think he gives Arsenal a lot in a progression perspective. Not only does he receive a lot of ball in those advanced areas. He's received the most progressive passes at Arsenal at 172, nearly 100 more than the next player. But also in terms of his dribbles, he's got the most progressive dribbles for Arsenal. So either Arsenal are using to hit him and they're progressing the ball that way, or alternatively he's receiving and carrying through. Defensively, second behind Odegaard in terms of pressures. Saka is really important for Arsenal getting into the top four. With his goals, with his assists, that's been massive. And I feel he's someone that can carry them through that zone. Looking at the Premier League table, okay, so how many points do Arsenal need to get fourth? If we look at a 5-year average in the Premier League, 71 points has been the target. If we look at a 3-year average, 68 points is the target. So Arsenal are on 48 points, so they've got to get an extra 28 points. If you're looking at the 3-year average, they've got to get an extra 31 points if they're looking at the 5-year average. They've played 25 games, they've got 13 remaining. So if they basically win 8 games, 9 games out of the 13, they'll be sound and comfortably in the top 4. This season, Arsenal averaging 1.92 points per game. Extrapolating that over the remaining games, we'll see Arsenal end up on around 72 to 73 points. If they can maintain their form, they'll be absolutely fine with those games in hand. Arteta's longest winning streak in the Premier League is currently 5 games. Their current streak is 4. We could see that happening. I think one of the best things that Arsenal have done in the race for the top 4 is thin their squad, which is a pretty interesting thing to say. But, getting rid of the likes of Aubameyang, Maitland-Niles, Kolasinac, Pablo Mari and Callum Chambers, we've got a better squad in a sense of we know the roles within the squad. Players know that. That'll be absolutely sound for them. So if we're looking at the defence, let's say, you've got 2 right backs, you've got 2 left backs, you've got 3 centre backs. You look at the midfield, we've got, 3 DMs, El Nene, Xhaka and Partey. You've got, a number of left wingers. You've got 2 left wingers, 2 right wingers. Got a few players that can play in that central area, maybe attacking midfield a little bit light. And then up front, you've got 2 strikers. I think the thing of the squad was very good for Arteta, and I think that's allowed them to build, a tactical understanding. It's allowed them to, be not only defensively very sound, offensively very sound as well. He mentioned that kind of shape. That takes time to develop this as an attacking structure. And having the thinness of the squad, it actually is quite good. In terms of players that I think are finally this kind of like looking at the will Arsenal make it? Their squad, obviously, I give them a lot of praise for how they've thinned it. But I think if you lose a few players in the starting 11, I'd be a little bit worried. I think first and foremost, if Thomas Partey got out injured, El Nene isn't going to provide that same ability to win the ball back and control the tempo. You could get someone like Lokonga in there. Obviously, he's kind of the stand-in, but that would still be a drop in quality. So I think defensive midfield would be a concern for Arsenal to lose Thomas Partey. I think at centre-back, you've got a bigger concern. With Ben White and Gabriel, they are both brilliant. But without those two, who have you got? You've got maybe Rob Holding coming in. Maybe someone like Tomiyasu coming into centre-half. That is a big drop in quality compared to Ben White and Gabriel, who have both been brilliant this season in the Premier League. And finally, Lacazette. It's a lesser concern. I think if Lacazette went injured, you've got potentially Nicolas Pepe playing there as an idea. Smith-Rowe, that obviously we've heard a lot about Arteta talk about Smith-Rowe as a number 9, and we saw previously he's in the top 5 players under 21 in Europe's top 5 leagues for goals and assists. Or alternatively, Eddie Nketiah through the middle. But there's still a bit of a lack or a drop-off in quality. Lacazette's been fantastic at linking the play this season for Arsenal. So there'd be the concerns for me that Arsenal need to avoid injuries to those players, so their minutes need to be spare. But 7 assists this season kind of shows the importance of Lacazette's link play for Arsenal Football Club. But I do think Arsenal will make the top 4. There's no cup competitions. They've got a light schedule. They do have a few tough remaining fixtures to come in terms of they've got to face the likes of Chelsea, Spurs, Leicester City, Liverpool and Manchester United in the coming days. So I think in terms of what Arteta needs to do for Arsenal to get into the top 4, number 1, they can't lose to Spurs. Big thing. Arsenal's closest 4th place rival. They can't lose to Man United as well. They need to manage their key players. Potentially trialling, as we mentioned previously, Emile Smith-Rowe as a false 9 could be an option as well in the next few weeks to see whether he can do that if Lacazette were to be injured. I'd say don't rush back Tomiyasu. I think he's a good option to play centre-half, and obviously he's a fantastic right-back. So managing those players is important. Rest Thomas Partey when possible. Get Lokonga minutes at DM if Arsenal are seeing a game out or they're in a comfortable position. And they also need to maintain their restrictive structure and manage their pressing. In terms of that, they've got the 3rd lowest pressures in their own defensive third, the fewest pressures in their middle third, but the 8th most in the final third. Arsenal press high and they drop into this deep shape. I like that a lot from Arsenal, and that needs to continue in the game. That'll mean that their players have got more energy and more work rate for certain games. I think that is a big one for Arsenal. But to conclude, I think Arsenal will make the top 4. I think they are favourites by a country mile. Thanks for watching, guys. Of course, get into the comments below. Will Arsenal make top 4? If they don't, who will? Get your answers down below. Man United, Spurs, even West Ham. I want to see you down there. Anyway, until next time, see you later.